Thinking about buying a pickup truck? Stop right there. What I'm about to share could literally save you from losing tens of thousands of dollars. Because while most people only look at the badge, the power rating, or the price tag, there are hidden nightmares under the hood of some very popular trucks. Trucks that salespeople are still pushing onto buyers today, even though owners are facing repair bills that climb past $15,000. And here's the craziest part. In 2024, one of these trucks was recalled because more than 90,000 engines were self-destructing with no warning. Imagine buying a truck, only to find out later that the engine is a financial time bomb. So before you sign a contract for a shiny new-to-you pickup, you need to hear this list. I'll break down 5 trucks that are draining bank accounts, explain exactly which model years and engines are the problem, and show you what repairs cost in real life. Stay with me, because number 1 on this list will shock you. On paper, it looks like a dream. A Titan with a Cummins diesel? Bulletproof, right? Wrong. What Nissan actually delivered was a Frankenstein experiment that went horribly wrong. Here's the story. The 5-liter diesel was originally engineered for European emission standards. Nissan tried to adapt it for the US, a market. But instead of a smooth fit, it turned into an absolute mess. The emission system is overly complex, fragile, and fails more than it works. The EGR system constantly clogs, robbing the truck of power. The turbochargers often don't make it to 80,000 miles before literally exploding, with shards of metal flying around. And then there's the DEF system, which just stops working, turning your heavy-duty pickup into an oversized paperweight. The real kicker? The NOx sensors cost more than $2,000 each to replace, and you rarely lose just one. Add up the EGR, the turbo, the sensors, and the specialized labor, and you're looking at repair bills of $15,000 or more. That's not an exaggeration. Consumer Reports rated the Titan XD among the worst vehicles for reliability. And many shops don't even know how to fix the emission system correctly, meaning you'll keep going back for the same repair. Now, to be fair, the gasoline versions of the Titan are much more reliable. But this specific diesel model, a financial disaster waiting to happen. Next, let's talk about one of America's most popular trucks, the Silverado. But not all Silverados, the ones you need to worry about, are the 2005 to 2015 models equipped with the 5.3-liter V8 running GM's active fuel management system. The idea sounded smart. Shut off half the cylinders when you don't need them, save gas, and make the truck more efficient. But in practice, it systematically destroys the engine from the inside. The AFM system causes lifters to collapse, which leads to that dreaded ticking noise, a sound that makes your truck feel like an old sewing machine. You'll notice sudden loss of power, misfires, and a check engine light that never seems to stay off. Oil consumption skyrockets, with many owners adding oil every week just to keep the engine alive. And if you ignore it, metal fragments from failing lifters circulate through the entire lubrication system, slowly killing the engine. Repairs run between $3,000 and $7,000 for lifters and camshaft replacement. But if the engine's too far gone, you're staring at a $15,000 replacement bill. Consumer Reports rated the 2005 model year a shocking 40 out of 100 for reliability, practically a failing grade. For comparison, a Toyota Corolla from the same year scored an 85. Now, the good news. GM learned from their mistakes. From 2016 onward, the AFM system was heavily revised, and the reliability improved dramatically. So don't blacklist all Silverados, but if you find a 2005-2015 model for cheap, be very suspicious. The Ram 1500 is a favorite for its comfort and style. But if you're shopping between 2013 and 2020 with a Hemi engine, you're entering dangerous territory. Let's start with the infamous Hemi tick. That sound isn't just annoying, it's a death sentence for your engine's lifters and camshaft. Repairs easily run $4,000 to $6,000, and if the damage spreads, it can double. The exhaust manifolds crack, leading to tractor-like noises and repair bills in the $2,000 to $3,000 range. The 8-speed transmissions stumble and fail. Oil leaks appear around the valve covers and oil pan gaskets. And then there are the electrical gremlins, ignition issues, failing fuel pumps that can leave you stranded, and premature failures in the cylinder deactivation system. Things got so bad that Facebook groups popped up dedicated entirely to owners dealing with Hemi engine nightmares. And after years of patchwork fixes, Stellantis finally gave up. In 2024, Ram officially stopped making the Hemi V8. Starting in 2025, the Hurricane Turbo V6 is the new standard. Will it be better? Too early to tell. But what's clear is this: Ram itself admitted defeat by retiring the Hemi. Now we get into true infamy. Ask any mechanic about the Ford Triton 5.4 liters V8 and watch them roll their eyes. It's so bad that shops had to invent special toolkits just to fix its failures. The number one problem? Spark plugs literally blow out of the cylinder head. Yes, you heard that right. The aluminum heads couldn't hold the plugs properly, so under pressure, they'd launch like mini rockets. You'd hear a bang like a gunshot, followed by smoke and a dead cylinder. And when that happens, you're not just replacing the plug. You need a thread insert repair, which costs $2,000 to $3,000 per affected cylinder. And usually, more than one is affected. But that's just the beginning. Timing chains stretch and break, cam phasers rattle like a jackhammer, gaskets leak oil everywhere, and ignition coils burn out one after another. Cooling system problems lead to overheating, and removing plugs often breaks them off inside the head. This engine became such a nightmare that entire online communities formed just to trade, repair horror stories. And the worst part? Ford knew about these problems, but kept building the engine until consumer pressure became unbearable. A complete timing chain job runs $4,000 to $6,000. A full engine replacement is $10,000 to $15,000. For many owners, fixing the truck costs more than buying another used car. If you're ever shopping for an F-150 from this era, always ask one question: what engine does it have? If the answer is 5.4 Triton, walk away. Finally, the number one spot. And this isn't just about money, it's about safety. In 2024, Ford recalled more than 90,000 trucks because the intake valves on first-generation EcoBoost engines were literally breaking off and falling into cylinders. When that happens, the engine doesn't just fail, it self-destructs instantly. The problem was traced back to weak valve materials that couldn't handle the extreme heat of turbocharging. The result? Engines dying with no warning, sometimes at highway speeds. And that's just one issue. Timing chains stretch and skip, especially on the 2011 to 2014 models. Direct injection without port injection caused massive carbon buildup, choking the engine and requiring regular $1,000 cleanings. Intercoolers collected condensation, leading to sudden stalling and humid weather. And twin turbos often failed prematurely, each replacement costing up to $5,000. Owners were furious when they learned Ford had known about these problems years earlier, but delayed action. Lawsuits piled up, many ending in quiet settlements. A full engine replacement costs $15,000 to $20,000. Timing chain work is $6,000, and turbos, $3,000 to $5,000 each. Ford corrected these flaws in the second-generation EcoBoost, 2017 onward, which added port injection and stronger materials. But the first generation remains one of the riskiest truck engines ever sold in America. So what's the lesson here? Don't assume a truck is safe just because it's a Ford, Chevy, Ram, or Nissan. Don't assume reliability because it looks tough or has a big engine. What really matters is the specific year and the specific engine. One model year can be rock solid, while the next is a ticking time bomb, and those time bombs can drain $15,000 or more from your bank account. If you already own one of these trucks, don't panic. Many owners drive them for years without issues. But stay alert to the symptoms we covered and budget an emergency fund. And if you're shopping, now you know exactly which models to cross off your list. Your wallet and your sanity will thank you later. So tell me, have you owned one of these trucks? Did you face the same problems? Or do you think I missed another model that deserves to be exposed? Drop it in the comments, I read them all. Because at the end of the day, the best way to beat these financial traps is simple: knowledge. And now, you've got it.